So when it comes to painting the inside of your home, there are a lot of things to consider, and price is definitely a factor. Well, today we're going to be testing 11 different types of paint, some of them costing 4 times more than the least expensive paint, and we're going to see if price really makes a difference in performance. So let's get the testing underway and see which brand is the best. All 11 paints that we'll be testing are flat interior latex paints. We'll see which product does the best at painting over stains. We'll also see which is best for painting wood paneling. We're also going to see just how good these paints are at stain resistance and cleanability. In the first test, we'll be seeing which paint has the best one-coat coverage. We'll see which paint can do the best job painting over these dark green stripes to make a solid flat white finish. The least expensive paint we'll be testing is this Valspar Pro Express Coat, costing only $12.98. The second least expensive, costing $16.84 for the gallon size container, is this ColorPlace interior paint. Now it comes with a 15-year warranty. It claims to be durable, washable, and easy application. The third least expensive paint at $18.98 per gallon is this Glidden Premium interior paint and primer. It has a lifetime guarantee, scrubbable and washable. Pittsburgh Paramount paint is $21.98 for a gallon. It claims to have the most advanced protection in one coat, provides a durable and washable protective shield, exceptional stain blocking and hiding. Also sold at Menards is this Dutch Boy Forever paint, costing $29.98. It comes with a lifetime warranty. It's supposed to provide a paint and primer, stain blocking technology, advanced washability, and stain resistant. My original intent was to test flat white paints, and unfortunately I grabbed the wrong type of paint with Nautica, and I just decided to try to roll with it to see how it would work, and it's definitely not going to work for the purposes of this video. So I'm going to throw out all the testing results involving the Nautica paint. At $33.98, PPG Timeless Interior Paint and Primer claims to be a complete one-coat hide and coverage. It claims to be the toughest, most wear-resistant interior paint. Color Protect technology, outstanding washability, scrubbability, and stain resistance. At $36.98, this Valspar Signature is one of the more expensive brands. It claims to be high-hiding paint and primer, stands up to anything. It has scuff shield technology, which means it resists scuffs and stains. Costing $38.98 for the 1-gallon container is this HGTV Home Showcase paint. It's a stain blocking paint and primer. Stays clean longer, advanced stain and scrub resistance. One coat coverage is guaranteed. At $40.98 per gallon, this Behr Marquee paint is the second most expensive paint we'll be testing. It has a one-coat hide guaranteed, lasting beauty and durability. The most expensive paint we'll be testing is the Sherwin-Williams Emerald, costing $50.74 per gallon. It claims to have exceptional beauty, washability, and application. We're going to give these paints a couple hours to cure, and when we come back, we're going to take a closer look at each one of them. It's been 24 hours since I applied these paints, so let's take a closer look at each one of them. Valspar Pro is the least expensive paint, and you can see a lot of the dark color paint underneath. It did not do a very good job with a one-coat coverage. The Walmart brand ColorPlace actually did quite a bit better than Valspar Pro. As you can see, it did have quite a few areas where it didn't quite provide a good one-coat coverage, but when you consider the price of the paint, it actually did fairly well. Glidden Premium actually did quite well for a budget paint. When you consider the difference between Glidden Premium and ColorPlace, you can see there's a lot better coverage. Pittsburgh paint is a little bit more expensive than Glidden Premium, and it also seems to have done a little bit better job. You can still see a little bit of a shadow underneath the paint, but it's not quite as bad as the Glidden Premium. Dutch Boy did a respectable job. It doesn't seem to have done nearly as well as Pittsburgh at covering up the dark paint. PPG Timeless definitely did a better job than everything to the left. With that said, there's still a little bit of shadowing, and the coverage isn't quite as good as some of the brands we're about to look at. Valspar Signature definitely had slightly better coverage than PPG Timeless, and there's a little bit less shadowing. The HGTV Home did not seem to do quite as well as the Valspar Signature regarding coverage, and you can see a little bit more shadowing with paint. The performance between the Behr Marquee and the Valspar Signature, I would call it a tie. Both of these paints did extremely well. The only thing I don't like about the Behr Marquee is it reminded me of Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer. This stuff is extremely sticky and thick, and it goes on very heavy. However, it does provide an incredible job as far as one-coat coverage. This emerald paint really surprised me at just how good it is. What surprised me the most is this paint doesn't have a very high viscosity compared to Behr Marquee, but if you look at the surface, it seems to have done a better job with one coat coverage. Coming in first is Emerald, Valspar Signature, and Behr Marquee tied for second, PPG Timeless fourth, and HGTV fifth. While it's not good practice to apply paint to wood paneling that has not been primed, we're going to do so to test the ability of these paints to deliver one coat coverage while also preventing yellow bleed through from the wood paneling. Oftentimes the stains used in this wood paneling will bleed through the paint and leave the paint with a very yellow appearance. We're looking to see how well these products did as far as one coat coverage, and we're also looking for yellowing. Just like we saw before, Valspar Pro didn't seem to do a very good job as far as one coat coverage. However, there's not too much yellowing compared to some of the other brands. ColorPlay seems to have done quite a bit better than Valspar Pro as far as the one coat coverage. However, there is a little bit of yellowing that's taken place. ColorPlace and Glidden are very evenly matched. They both seem to be about the same. There does seem to be a little bit more yellowing with ColorPlace than there does with the Glidden. Pittsburgh definitely did a better job with one coat coverage than Glidden. However, there does appear to be more of a yellow appearance to it than there does with the Glidden. For one coat coverage, Pittsburgh seems maybe slightly better than Dutch Boy. They both did a pretty good job, but there's definitely a little bit more yellowing with Dutch Boy than there is with Pittsburgh. PPG Timeless did a great job as far as one coat coverage, but there does seem to be quite a bit of yellowing to this wood. Valspar Signature seems to have done a better job at one coat coverage than PPG Timeless, and also there just isn't that much yellow tint to it. Sherwin-Williams didn't do quite as good as Valspar Signature as far as one coat coverage, and there's a little bit more of a yellow tint to the paint. Behr Marquee did a great job as far as one coat coverage as well. There is a little bit more yellowing though than there is with the Valspar Signature, so I'd say Valspar Signature seems slightly better than the Behr Marquee. Emerald definitely did the best of all the paints we've tested as far as one coat coverage, and there's definitely less yellowing than any of the other brands. Once again, Emerald came in first, Valspar Signature second, Behr Marquee third, PPG Timeless fourth, and HGTV fifth. Most of these paints claim that they are excellent at stain coverage. We'll see how well these products do at covering up crayon stains. Let's see how well these paints perform covering up a permanent marker stain. If you have kids, odds are you're going to end up with a little bit of ketchup and mustard on the walls. Let's see how these paints do at covering up a grease stain. It's been about 5 minutes since I applied these stains. Let's see if we can get them off. We're going to allow this wall to dry out. We'll come back to this later in the video. The stain from the crayon shouldn't be too challenging for these paints, but the permanent marker is definitely going to put these paints to the test. The permanent marker and the crayon stains proved to be a very challenging task for the Valspar Pro. It's pretty easy to see the crayon stains as well as a permanent marker. Far from perfect, but still ColorPlace did a lot better job than Valspar Pro at covering up the permanent marker. ColorPlace definitely did a better job at covering up the permanent marker than Glidden Premium. ColorPlace actually did better than Pittsburgh at covering up this permanent marker stain. However, Pittsburgh definitely did better than Glidden Premium and Valspar Pro. It's very close between Pittsburgh and Dutch Boy, but it looks like Dutch Boy may have edged out Pittsburgh by a little bit on this permanent marker stain. However, ColorPlace seems to have done better than both of these two brands. PPG Timeless and the other premium paints definitely outperformed all of the less expensive paints. With that said, PPG Timeless did a great job of covering up the permanent marker stain while it's still visible. It actually seems better than ColorPlace and the rest of the less expensive brands. PPG Timeless actually looks a little bit better than Valspar Signature, but again, Valspar Signature did a pretty good job. It's very close between Valspar Signature and Sherwin-Williams, but I think Valspar Signature edged out Sherwin-Williams. PPG Timeless, Valspar Signature, and Sherwin-Williams all seem to have done slightly better than Behr Marquee at covering up this permanent marker stain. Emerald definitely seems to have won this showdown. Once again, this is a very good job of covering up this permanent marker stain. While there's still a shadow there, it definitely beat all the other brands. Emerald came in first, PPG Timeless second, Valspar Signature third, HGTV fourth, and Behr Marquee fifth. To test for stain and abrasion resistance, we'll apply each paint to a properly primed piece of drywall, allow it to cure for several days, and we'll do some testing with it later in the video. We're going to see just how scuff resistant each of these paint brands are. I've attached a shoe to this PVC pipe and there's 5 pounds of weight attached. I'm going to drag the heel of this shoe across each one of the paints and we'll see how they perform. Next up we'll test crayon. Permanent marker. How about a little bit of mustard? I have a towel wrapped around a 5-pound weight and the weight is connected to this PVC pipe. I'll be running this towel across the shoe scuff to see how much of it comes up off the paint and see how much staining was left behind. Valspar Pro seems to have done slightly better than ColorPlace on the shoe scuff test. Glidden Premium definitely did better than ColorPlace, but Pittsburgh did a really good job in this test. In fact, I would say this is one of the top brands we've tested as far as resisting shoe scuff. Dutch Boy also did very well, but not quite as good as Pittsburgh. PPG Timeless actually did fairly well, but not quite as good as Pittsburgh, and I was really surprised that Valspar Signature didn't do a little bit better in this test. Definitely PPG Timeless is better than Valspar Signature. HGTV did about the same as Valspar Signature, quite a bit of scuffing. Look at Bear Marquee, very good job. In fact, Bear Marquee took the top position as far as the shoe scuff challenge. Emerald, I would say, is probably second. Bear Marquee came in first, Emerald second, Pittsburgh third, PPG Timeless fourth, and Valspar Signature fifth. I'll apply an all-purpose cleaner to each one of the paint strips, and then I'll use 5 pounds on top of this towel to apply very light pressure to see just how easily these stains come out. At first glance, the Valspar Pro looks really good, but upon a closer look, paint actually washed away, not just the marker stain. Unfortunately, ColorPlace did not do very good. Quite a bit of mustard stain left. The marker did not go anywhere. Still quite a bit of crayon stain and the scuff. Glidden Premium definitely did better than ColorPlace. As you could see, a little bit less mustard stain. Some of the marker started to come off. There's still quite a bit of crayon staining and a little bit of scuff left. Pittsburgh did remarkably well. Most of the mustard stain is gone and the scuff mark is gone as well. Obviously quite a bit of crayon left as well as permanent marker. Dutch Boy did a pretty good job as well. There is a little bit more mustard staining compared to Pittsburgh, but the amount of crayon seems to be fairly close, maybe a little bit less with Dutch Boy. And of course the scuffing has been removed. From PPG Timeless all the way to the right, all the paints seem to do a pretty good job. PPG Timeless didn't do quite as well as Valspar Signature as far as the removal of the crayon stain. Also, the amount of mustard staining seems to be about the same between the two brands. HGTV has a little bit more mustard staining than Valspar Signature and the PPG Timeless. Bear Marquee did a terrific job. There isn't any more scuffing and most of the purple is gone. Even some of the permanent marker stain's been removed. There's still a little bit of mustard staining, but overall, a very good job. Sherwin-Williams Emerald seems to have done the best. Most of the purple is gone, no more scuffing. The permanent marker actually started to come off, and there just isn't that much mustard stain left. Emerald came in first, Bear Marquee second, Valspar Signature third, PPG Timeless fourth, and HGTV fifth. Taking into account the average score for all 5 tests, Emerald won by quite a large margin, with Bear barely edging out Valspar Signature. While HGTV did beat out Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is also much less per gallon than HGTV and performed nearly as well. Pittsburgh also proved to be a better paint than Dutch Boy Forever. If you're loaded with cash, you got to go with the Sherwin-Williams Emerald. It is a really good paint. I'm really surprised at just how well it did. Now, if you're willing to pay a little bit less than that and still looking for a really high quality paint, I highly recommend both the Bear as well as the Valspar Signature. Those are both really, really good paints. Now, if you're looking for something about half the price, a very good value paint, and a pretty good performer is the Pittsburgh paint. Hey, all my video ideas come from viewers, including this one. So if you have a video idea, I hope you'll take time to leave a comment. I read and reply to as many comments as possible. Just want to say thanks so much for watching the video. Please take care, and I look forward to next time.